Hello. We're back with the DAX. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you who not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I am the very tired scruffy trader. And why am I tired? Because it's very, very early in the morning. It's coming on 7 AM. I've been up a little while, checking out the charts, etc. Got my coffee, because you need your coffee. And I'm going to continue with the early morning DAX trades. And what this is, if this is the first time here, it's basically one setup a day to build up a nest egg. And the idea is to grow a small account, £500, into maybe 1,000 and beyond. Well, that first goal is in sight. It's had its moments, it's had its ups and downs, and I'll go through that at the end. But overall, it's been an interesting exercise. So let me pull up the screens and I'll show you. So this is the sheet I've been using, and when I fill in later I'll go through it. But basically we're looking for 1181 today. Now if we can push that out slightly, we may top the 1,000 because we're up to 984. So let's have a look and see what this is today. Well, today we're going to be going short. So if I drop this down to a 5-minute chart, you can see a lovely move up, and it's starting to recede on itself. Now, the DAX has an uncanny way of faking you out. It'll go the wrong way before it goes the right way. Now with this, it could easily squeeze up and continue this uptrend. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now I don't put any orders into the market before 7 AM for no other reason than spread. It costs too much. After 7 AM, it's cheaper. So what I'll do is I'll leave the camera running and I'll play the trade, and then I'll come back to you at the end. We'll fill the sheet in and we'll have a little chat about today's trade. Okay. Okay guys, it's 25 to 9 and this has done its upward spike, which it often does. You've got to kind of be prepared for that, and now it's starting to show signs of coming down, hopefully. Well, we're going to find out, but that'll be tonight, because I'm going to go off down to the office now and I'll pick this up when I get home tonight. I'll put the stops in place, it has its targets in place, and we'll just let it crack on. At the moment it is working between this level and this level, So that's our trading arena, and as you can see, it's rejecting that level and it is pushing down, and hopefully it'll work its way all the way down and into target. So let's see. Catch you at the end of the night.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, I'm back home. It's closing on at +5. Been a long old day today. It really has. First day back after bank holiday. Brilliant. Anyway, what's been up to? Well, you see, I left it running. So let's flick it on. Well, there's no orders on the screen. That's a good thing. But how good is it? Let's find out. 32.95. Fabulous. And why is that? Because we only needed a shade over 15 quid to hit the 1,000. Job's done. Milestones achieved. So I'll just pull the sheet up so you can see it, and then I'll have a little bit chat about the process that I've been through. As you can see, there's the equity curve. I do think that was the crest of a wave, which was followed over into July. Now that was kind of the original, and it battered me senseless. It really did. Changed a few things round for August, and it's paid off, and that's the result. 97% hit rate, 37 positions, 66.8% growth. And if you go through the videos, they're all documented, and you can see it on this sheet. It marries up to the trade that you see. But is it good? No, it's not. Let me explain that. You see, when I first started this, wanted to see if it was feasible to trade before work with a mechanical system, trade without emotion, and come out with it with a profit. Now, the theory behind it is relatively sound. It's just a simple mean reversion. But whereas a lot of people contact me saying, oh, it's at this point, it's at that point, and it's at the other point, and I said they were all wrong, it's because you are. The way this works is it's to a fixed point. However, with the DAX, it isn't a single fixed point. There's 3. And it's a coin toss as to which one it's going to go to. And that makes it erratic and unpredictable. And it's also one of the reasons why I requested not to ask for the rules. And I repeatedly said that, please don't hassle me. I need to figure this out, because I can't allow somebody to start throwing money at the market and then lose it just because of, well, hearsay or best guess. Because for me, trading is not best guess. I don't enter the markets when you see me trade on my day job unless I'm pretty certain it's going to win. This at best, 60% hit rate. It's too low. You know, it needs to be high. It needs to be about 80. So it needs to be adapted. It needs to be changed. And as I've gone through the process, the one thing that became apparent is the risk profile for the DASCs on this sort of system for the early morning spikes. It's too much. In fact, it is huge. If you're not going into the market with a really wide stop, you're going to get spiked and taken out all the time. Just the nature of what the product is. It can rattle massively against you before it comes into you and massively for you. Case in point, the screen you've just seen, it went massively against and then came into play. Now, if you're using normal tolerances, sort of, the recommended was about 30 pips on this.
And I know guys who go into it with a 20-30 pip stop. You try and do that on the opening 2 hours of the DAX, it's lethal. It'll pretty much take you out every day. And if you're doing it once a day, you're just going to lose your money. And it's something that I wouldn't sleep at night if I thought somebody had followed that. I really wouldn't. So what I ended up having to do was throw the original one out altogether. You know, the certain elements are still there, you know, because I still work to fix points. You know, you've seen me do daddy levels and things like that before. You can apply those principles to lots of different markets. So I had to throw that out, put in a little bit of the way that I normally day trade. And even then, the risk profile is huge. It is really big. So the summary is I wouldn't recommend this as a set and forget at all. You know, you're going to have to sit on it and you're going to have to watch it to get in. Now today, the time to get into this trade was between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. And when I've gone back and I've kept a record of how I've done this, it is mid-morning when it comes into play. And there's other elements. You could say, well, you could put your order right up, but it didn't always go there. It's such a wild card. You have to be able to trail the price. And what I'll do is one of the live streams in the next few weeks, I'll talk to guys about it and pick their brain and see what they think. But for me, I genuinely think the risk profile is too great. It isn't something I would recommend. You're better off doing end of day trading and setting your orders the night before and working on a 4-hour or a daily chart. To try and trade this just before you go to work, unless you're able to watch the charts, I think you're going to have a hard time with it. That's my findings anyway. Yes, you can argue that I've scored nearly every single one of these today, but it's because I've analysed the chart from 6 o'clock in the morning before it opened at 7. I had a fair idea what was going to happen based on that analysis, and it still went massively against me, and it's because it spikes. You know, there's only, well, I'm saying a handful. There was a number of times where it did go for me relatively quickly, but it wasn't enough that it would overcome the times when it doesn't go well. Rephrase that. It wasn't enough for the times where it massively went against me before it came for me. Pretty much nail the direction every morning, and as I said on a number of videos, I need to nail the entry down a little bit. To get that entry in before 8 o'clock in the morning is very difficult. As I say, most of them were mid-morning, but if you can sit on it mid-morning, like sort of just as your single trade up to, say, lunch, then there's probably something in it. To do it before 8 o'clock as it's touted, touch and go. So that's it. Job's done. Hit the milepost. I'll still tinker with it and I'll revisit it from time to time. And I'll see if I can continue to build up this £1,000 that I've put into the pot, because Christmas is coming, and who knows, might buy some nice Christmas presents. So that concludes the DAX rotation. It's been a journey, it's been emotional, and I'll do something else. I'll think of some other challenge to keep my little mind whizzing away. So there you go. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed. Definitely keep your risk managed if you're doing this. But above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.